everybody's enjoying Nashville. I am extremely excited to be here at Forrester CX, and I think more importantly, surrounded by really professionals that are extremely passionate about designing and delivering great customer experience. My name is Dan Sylvester. I am the Senior Vice President of Revenue at Sunday Sky. For those of you who don't know, Sunday Sky is a personalized video platform that enables CX leaders to deliver personalized video experiences across the entire life cycle. So we really enable brands to build much stronger relationships with their customers while also delivering transformational engagement and business impact at scale. But the real reason I'm here is to introduce one of my favorite people in the world, Mary IPG, who is the VP of Customer Experience at ZoomInfo. For those of you who don't know, ZoomInfo is the global leader in go-to-market intelligence. But to put it plainly, Mary is a strategic CX powerhouse, as I like to refer to her as. She has really built a career building and scaling high-performing teams. She has transformed operational process and delivered excellence to build rapid growth. But I think what is probably most exciting about Mary and her expertise and experience is her hyper-focus on delivering value for customers at each touch point. So I'm really excited for her to share a little bit about how she applies what she's doing with Sunday Sky across her CX strategies, and to share really how she thinks about scaling the digital experience and the customer experience with human at the center of that. So Mary, I'll introduce you. Take it.
Thank you very much. That was quite the introduction. Powerhouse is the first time I've been referred to as that, but I'll take it. One of the things I find challenging about live, larger audience presentations is that I don't know who exactly I'm speaking to. I definitely cannot read your name tags. I was sitting in the back and couldn't read off the screen for the previous presentation. I feel awful with my eyesight right now. I don't really know your exact roles, and it's really hard to just tailor everything that we're going to talk about. So I'm going to make a sweeping assumption that you are all either working in or close to the customer experience. Super insightful, I know. One of the things I love about these presentations, though, is that it gives me an opportunity to connect and share my passion for customer experience. And I think when we think about digital experiences in general, there's an assumption and a misconception that you can't do those two things. You can't be personal, or maybe you can with some of the known details, right? And you can't share that passion. But when you use video, I think, and Sunday Sky specifically, I think you get both of those things, which is a great way to scale across your motion. So we're gonna, I think I skipped one of my slides, that's all right. We don't need an agenda slide. We're gonna talk a little bit about scaling, specifically with video, but scaling in general. I think one of the things I'm most excited about with our video and our digital motion is that it's iterative. You keep changing and it keeps evolving as you work with your vendors. Want to ground you all in a little bit about ZoomInfo, since we're going to talk about how we're using video in the digital motion at ZoomInfo. You might want to know a little bit about ZoomInfo. Not the product, I'm not here to sell, but if you need data, ZoomInfo's your stop. At ZoomInfo, we onboard about 1,600 customers, businesses, monthly. So that's not individuals. We are a B2B organization, but we do have about 500,000 end users that use our different platforms. We also have about 85% of those customers are going into a scaled CS motion. So our onboarding motion is 90 days. It's not that it takes 90 days to get to use our product, it's 90 days of dedicated support. Generally, most of our customers, certainly in the past, have gotten an onboarding manager. So you have that dedicated support for 90 days, you get up and running. Everybody knows onboarding is the most important part of the customer journey. Correct. And then you go into, for 85% of our customers, into a scaled motion. And it's not bad, but it's not perfect, and a lot of people want that face-to-face. So we give that to you in the beginning of your experience with ZoomInfo. Because of the volume that we see, scale and digitization they're not buzzwords for us, they're a necessity. We can't do anything that we want to do without those things. It really keeps skipping slides. I think there's slides missing, sir. I'm going to keep on talking without the slides, I suppose. So we actually, when I started at ZoomInfo about 3 years ago, we treated every customer coming into onboarding the same way. They got the same exact experience. You got a kickoff call, we sent you to training. It was a great experience, except it wasn't scalable. And so what we had to do is we had to create differentiated engagement models. We have everything from digital, which our digital motion was touch and go for a while, all the way up to custom. So digital, low, mid, high, and custom. They're exactly what they sound like. The more custom you are, the more hands-on, white glove approach you get, the more digital, the less you get there, which is totally great. And people love all of those different places. We place them into those buckets based off of segment, ACD, and then their product mix as well. So they're going to get into those engagement models that way. So our down market customers, SMB under 12.5K in ACD, 1 to 2 products are going to go into that digital motion. When I rolled out this concept, we got some back. We weren't really sure we wanted to go digital. Why aren't you giving them a person? Can't everybody have a person? You can't onboard without a person. Made me feel great about our team because we were doing something valuable, but we certainly couldn't scale it. And so we really had to work hard at building our digital motion, making it personal. And in 2024, when we purchased Sunday Sky, that was a big indicator to our team that our leadership was ready to step into the digital motion, and we were really too. One of the things that we're going to go through all the different phases: onboarding, educate, adopt, renew, advocate, and we're going to talk about some of the use cases that we have there. But I also wanted to share a little bit about our enterprise evolution framework. So one of our business goals for this year is to go up market. I don't know if that's anybody else's goal. I've heard it from a lot of organizations. We want to work with the strategic and enterprise customers. And while we are going to give these white glove experiences to those customers, we're going to have an onboarding manager. They have a dedicated learning and development manager. Our marketing product, you get an ad spend strategist. You're going to get those things. But I think it's important to realize that digital and using video and this kind of experience isn't just for down market customers. We actually use it a lot in our up market customer base as well in that journey. So we have a digital experience model, and then there is a digital customer journey experience. And these customers do get that scalable enablement through some of our videos with Sunday Sky. We have a Slack community. Those are all scalable resources that we use with our up market customers. So you can apply this to down market customers or up market customers. Just making sure this is the right slide because it's skipping every other slide here just in case no one else knows because it's not a presentation, but it's fine. We're going to go through, jump right into some of the use cases that we have here. In the onboarding phase of the customer journey, there are 3 use cases that we have that are fairly detailed and used pretty frequently for us. I started as the director of onboarding at ZoomInfo. Super passionate about onboarding. I spent a lot of my career specifically for that phase of the customer journey. So we overachieve in the onboarding side, I think. The first one is a digital kickoff. It seems, fairly simple and straightforward. This is for our digital experience model. Kickoff calls are important. They set the stage for what the experience is going to be like, what the expectations are. It helps you capture what the customer is looking to do, and it gets them off on the right foot. In our digital experience model, there's no onboarding manager, so you are getting a digital kickoff. It's a video, it's probably under 5 minutes. I'm sure this Sunday Sky team has some best practices in the length of their videos that really pack a punch. But they're under 5 minutes, and you can kind of see in the video here, a little GIF, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to get them to do. There's actually, we give them some information about their subscription, so there's no confusion as to what they bought. And then there are calls to action buttons. So we can link to a survey and use Qualtrics. We used Get Feedback before, but we can capture some of what they're trying to do and what value they're trying to prove without actually having that call with them. And we've seen a really great click-through rate on the call to action buttons, and we're getting a lot of data from these customers that we just didn't think we were going to get. And we used to send this in an email, and there used to be a survey at the end of the email to capture this. and we weren't getting survey responses. We put it in a video, we start getting those responses, which has been really, really helpful for us because we put that through the rest of their journey. We push it into Pendos, we push it into any of our email marketing campaigns that come from customer marketing, and it's just really nice to be able to capture that data for us here. And then of course scale and move some of our onboarding managers that would have taken an hour to do this up into our high touch models. Onboarding manager introductions is another video that we have created, and it seems pretty simple. Introduce them to their onboarding manager. But show of hands, really quickly, if you do a kickoff call with a customer, do you talk about their subscription that they've purchased and kind of just level set with them? Anybody? A couple people? We do that in our kickoff calls as well, and the reason for that is because we want to make sure they remember what they bought, right? But what we were finding in that kickoff call is that the customers had misalignment. They were like, no, I bought your enterprise package, and we're showing them the advanced package. And then we would have to go back to their account executive, and we would have to figure out what's going on there, and it just threw the whole kickoff call right off track. Completely off track in the very first call. So we actually do an onboarding manager introduction. I'll show you my avatar later. Yes, I have an avatar. But I welcome them to ZoomInfo, and then I introduce them to their onboarding manager. And the screen comes up with a beautiful headshot, and we tell them who they are and how excited they are to work with them. And we flash their subscription up on the screen, and we pause the screen. Is this subscription accurate? Is this what you think you have? If it's not, click here. That routes to their AE, telling them that something has gone awry, and they can actually fix that before we even get into the kickoff call. So we all walk in with an understanding of what they bought, and now we're going to figure out why they bought it. The salesperson gives us some information, but we like to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. And then we kind of continue on our way. That's great. The third onboarding use case is what we call onboarding milestone reviews, because no one likes to show up to a check-in email. Or a check-in session, right? Or they don't want to read a check-in email. So we actually replaced our emails that are just kind of checking in at the 30-day mark with onboarding milestone reviews. The videos celebrate the things that they have done, and they remind them about the things that they haven't done. And on the things that they haven't done, we tend to lead with value, right? It's not a slap on the wrist. It's not, you haven't done this, here's your checklist. It's, hey, you haven't set up websites yet. Let me talk you through X, Y, and Z based off of what you've told me, because they tell us that websites is really hot for their leads, right? Like that's where they're getting most of their leads. You definitely want to do this. This is how it can impact your business. So we'll lead with value on that. The cool thing on the onboarding milestone reviews is there's probably at least 20 to 25 different features that they can be setting up, or they could set up. And with the Sunday Sky videos, it's customized to what they're supposed to do, so it'll push and pull different scenes in and out based off of what the customer needs to do, based off of what business need they're trying to solve. With these three different use cases, we've seen a decline in unresponsive customers, so customers will just kind of ghost us and never engage with us. And then we see an uptick in key milestone completion, so people that are doing what we want them to do so that they can see value. And they're doing it on their own, because we're giving them the resources right in the videos, and they go straight to them and kind of take action on what they're supposed to be doing. The second, this is not the second one, the third one is scaling customer education. So we have a very robust university and knowledge center. So our knowledge center is our how-tos, our university is our best practices, our certifications. We have about 600 knowledge center articles and 300 different courses in our university. They all have videos in them that we would ship out to a producer, get them translated, get them scripted, get the voiceover for them. It took weeks, sometimes months. And with the video platform that we have now, we can create our own scripts. We have avatars if we want someone presenting there, and it's kind of plug and play for us, to be honest. We have our branding all set up, so we're just kind of throwing it into the templates. So we will use this or we do use this for all of our knowledge center articles and universities. We had actually 6 months ago, it might have been longer, 9 months ago, we launched a product called Copilot. Very fancy, I know. And with Copilot, we were having releases every 2 weeks to enhance the product. We put out this beautiful certification course so you get certified on the product. We had 250 to 300 people in progress in that certification, and they made a huge product adjustment. And we had to go in and change every single video in that certification. And the decision previously would have been, all right, restart all of your learners from the beginning so that you can change the videos, or let the people in progress just have the content the way it is and kind of miss the new content. With our Sunday Sky videos, we just updated it in the video. The link was the same. We updated it overnight and everybody just kept going through the course, right? There's a strong correlation on ZoomInfo for people that complete certifications and their renewal and their product adoption, and we didn't interrupt that. That was a huge win. Outside of the money spent creating videos or the number of assets we can create by ourselves, not interrupting those learners and making sure that they get through that certification because of that correlation with renewal was huge, huge, huge. I'm going to talk about the second one, which is our adoption phase, without the slide, if you'll allow. The other part of the journey, the adoption phase part of the journey, we partnered with customer marketing quite a bit to send out adoption campaigns through Gainsight using their journey orchestrator. So if someone is doing something at a certain rate of adoption or not doing something at a certain rate of adoption, we have an email cadence and a drip that will go out to them. The emails that we put video in, we don't put them into every single one of them. We don't want to over video people. But the ones that we put video into had a 300% uptick in click-through and conversion rate on the action we were asking them to take. So you have to be careful about how much you use the video, but using it in the right place will allow people to adopt the product a little bit more. Again, it's because of the visual part of it. I think it's the CTAs. There's a lot of pieces to it. But that is how we use it through our adoption campaigns throughout the rest of the life cycle journey. Oh, there I am. It's okay. Well, one of the slides might look at me for a while. One of the next slides, which I'm happy to share slides with anybody that wants it, is more on how you operationalize some of these things, because there are a lot of use cases here, and I was actually outside taking up other videos that we want to kind of create how we can use it across our business as well. But the slide has kind of like a crawl, walk, run approach. For all of the use cases that I've shared, we didn't integrate into all of our systems. So one of the nice things, right, the way you personalize at scale, those onboarding videos, it pulls in their name, it pulls in their business, it pulls in their subscription. That's all coming from Salesforce. On our use cases for onboarding, we went crazy with the integration because I know that the data is good in our system, it's accurate. I know exactly where the data points are. I have access to the data points. I have access to the data points. And so we integrated that video and we pump it out with all kinds of personalization. Some of the other videos, like some of the adoption campaigns, we actually pull the usage down from Snowflake into an Excel file, and we pull the customer information and we send those those emails in a bulk way. So it's still scaled, but it's not automated. It's not just happening automatically. And I think sometimes when you buy a tool like this, or you think about digital, you think you have to go full speed ahead, everything has to be perfect, and you can't start unless it is. At ZoomInfo, we say you have to get 1% better every single day. Take a step to get 1% better, and that's what we're doing. And each of these use cases all fall in a spectrum of that crawl, walk, run, because our video readiness for some of these use cases isn't as mature as others, right? We don't have access to the data. We don't know exactly what we want to say in the video, so we keep it a little bit shorter and we iterate on that. So I think if you're thinking about video, if you're thinking about digital, think about it as a crawl, walk, run. Don't let not having everything perfect strategy stop you. What's next for ZoomInfo's digital journey? Well, we have avatars. So we are actually starting to build executive avatars. So I have mine. Mine is a part of the welcome I mentioned before, where I welcome you in, show you who your onboarding manager is, and then kind of send you on to the next step. We are looking at asking our CEO, Henry Shaw, to make an avatar video and have him talk to our customers in the journey, right? That's going to be huge for us, and it adds that personalization you've been seeing by the executive team. I think it'll be great. The next one is rep enablement. So one of the features within Sunday Sky, Amplify, it's really giving control to your end users to create videos that they can utilize. So I talked about those onboarding milestone reviews. The images come in and out based off of the automation, but there's something to be said about giving control to your reps and to your team to be able to create video. So they can actually make follow-up emails and they can pull in pieces of video that you've kind of given them templates to on their own. And that just allows them to be more nimble, but I think also connect with their audience. We are rolling out another tool for our digital journey, and one of the things we're doing at the top of it is asking our learners how they prefer to learn and consume their content. Do you want something written out in a step-by-step how-to, or do you want a video? And if they say video, we're going to turn all those assets into video assets, and we'll link, some of the PDFs for them, but we're going to serve it up in video. And I think our end users or our reps right now, they know the people that they talk to. They know that they're not going to read a 3-page PDF on a how-to, but if you show them how to do it, it'll be great. So why not give them that tool to connect with their users and their customers a little bit better? So we're going to be doing that. And then the other thing is, in the past 3 or 4 months, I've probably had 4 or 5 teams at ZoomInfo come to me and say, hey, how'd you make that video? What are you doing with video here? How's that working for you? And so hopefully we'll be sharing this tool and the cost with other teams as well. We have internal teams, so internal comms, so people wanting to make videos to explain the not profit sharing, your stocks and how they vest, right? Like a lot of people aren't familiar with that, so can we make a video and share that? We're moving into a new office. And so making a video about the new offices, we're actually moving all 3 of our offices. So they could create one video and each, depending on where your location is, you would get the one served up for your location. So we have different teams wanting to do different things at ZoomInfo, not just for our customers, but for our internal teams as well. I'm gonna press this button, it's probably gonna skip. Oh, well, it did skip the impact, but we have created hundreds and hundreds of videos that go into our knowledge center. We have updated them seamlessly. We have seen conversion and adoption of our product, and we've saved tons of money in video creation. Just some final thoughts for you all. Start imperfectly, iterate relentlessly, and embrace innovation. You can't let the fear of striking out stop you from swinging the bat, right? Like, you gotta do it. And so you have to start, and you have to make sure that you build a process though that you can iterate on that. So we do a lot of our videos like a product release where you have ideation, you have the requirements building, you have the actual video, we do a quick beta, we send it to customers, a small group of customers, see how they react, make some edits, and then we actually go through, and for the ones that are customer facing, not the knowledge center ones, but for the customer facing ones, we will actually have it on a time where we can go back and make changes and iterate on it based off of the data that we're seeing come through the videos. And then embrace innovation. I think this one is leaning on your vendors as partners. I share a lot of what our challenges are in the customer journey with the Sunday Sky team, and they always come back with a really great suggestion because they've seen it all. Been there, done that, seen it all. So I use them as a partner, and it really gives us a competitive advantage to increasing our use cases and just our video output in general. So, 5 minutes to go. Any questions on video? Is anybody using video in their customer journey? Yeah.
How are you serving the onboarding video?
So they are, there's different ones that come through. We have a really robust project management system that we built in Salesforce as a custom object. I don't recommend doing that. There's a tool for that, I swear. But when a customer comes in, we triage it into a type of onboarding, and there's an email that gets sent out automatically to schedule their kickoff call with a chili picker link, but the video is embedded actually in that email. So that's the one that's really integrated, and it's pulling in the customer data from Salesforce. It generates the video for you, and then it serves it up in a link so they can click on it. The videos actually, you can open them up in kind of like a landing page, if you will, on Sunday Sky, and you can kind of put a note in there, and then they can click on the video to start it. Yeah. Like they using video right now in their journey with their customers. Yeah. It's a good place to go. Yeah.
Just want to ask, so with Sunday Sky, is it different than other platforms because based on the visitor, it puts their name up there, is the person, can you just talk a little bit more?
Yeah, so you can customize a ton of attributes, and Dan, if you want to jump in and share anything that I missed, please do. But yes, you can customize the name, the business name. I think it's pretty much shown. I don't know that we've had any attribute that we couldn't put in the video if it's in the script, and then you can put it like right on the screen if you want to show it up. Like the avatar or the narrator, I guess, will read whatever it is that it inserts into the script. So we have a product usage object in Salesforce that pulls in our product usage. So we have a lot of our videos connected to that object. So it will have the name of the user in there and then all of their usage. And like if they completed their onboarding milestone review, it'll be like, congratulations, Robin, you've completed your onboarding milestone review. That's so great. You have 85 users that have already logged in this week. Like we can pull all of that data in. It's just based off of whatever you put in the script. It's like sorry if I'm taking this down a little bit, like a mail merge, right? Like, I was never good at mail merges, by the way, ever. I always screwed them up. Still do. Any other questions? I think we're right around time, so if you have any questions, feel free to come on up and chat. But thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the conference, and it sounds like there's some fun happening tonight, so I hope you're ready for that too.